Okay, in this video I'm going to continue with the videos I'm putting out on helping people to overcome social anxiety and porn addiction. So in this video I wanted to explain, and quite a lot of people have asked this question online I've seen, does porn cause social anxiety? And I think the answer definitely is yes, but I think it's not in a way that maybe people think. So it's not like actually watching porn is going to give you social anxiety, but what it's actually going to do is it's going to demotivate you in regards to socializing with people. So it's a tricky one, because just watching porn in and of itself, I don't think that's going to give you social anxiety. Even though I'm putting videos out totally against porn, I think it's not a good thing. It's negative, but it's the fact that when you watch it and obviously you masturbate, you feel satisfied, and then you feel tired, and then you feel guilty and ashamed, and then you don't feel like being around people because you don't feel good about yourself. So it's more about if you're watching porn, you're not going to be spending as much time socializing, which would give you a lot of confidence, and which obviously eventually would take your social anxiety away. So it's basically getting in the way of you socializing. Or let's say you do watch porn regularly and you do still socialize with people, and you do experience bad social anxiety, and you do find it difficult to maintain eye contact and to start conversations and be around groups of people, or go out in public on transport, in restaurants, or even to do things like speaking in front of a camera, doing live streams, or getting on the phone, or doing a Skype call, or going to job interviews. The reason why it's going to give you anxiety, because in the back of your mind you're probably feeling guilty and ashamed for watching porn. And by the way, I'm not judging anyone, like I said in all my videos. I'm just breaking down what is the truth, the psychology of all this, right? So I can help you to overcome it if you want to. So obviously if you knocked it on the head, if you stopped watching porn, you did the best you can, and you just stopped going to it, and then you use that energy, that positive energy or negative energy, and you started putting it more into talking to people, you'd gain more self-confidence. You'd feel better about yourself, because one, you're not watching the porn, so the guilt and the shame will be removed, and number two, you're getting a lot more social practice with people, and then you're going to start getting more comfortable, with things like holding eye contact, expressing your real emotions, as opposed to suppressing your emotions and closing down when you're around people and being very, very introverted and very shy. You'd start breaking out of that. And then of course, if you stuck at it, eventually, and I'm not saying that everyone who's watching this video wants this, but a lot of people might. If you're a single guy that does want a girlfriend, you would actually eventually get a girlfriend, because like in my other video, when I broke down how to develop great social skills which would help you to quit porn, you would develop better social skills, and you would have a higher self-esteem. You'd feel better about yourself, and that would attract a relationship. And when you're in a relationship with a woman, I know some guys still do it, but it's a lot less likely you'd feel inspired to watch porn, because you've got the real thing. You've got a proper, honest, intimate relationship. So can you kind of see the angle I'm going down? And as regards with depression, it's the same thing again with depression. If you're at home isolating yourself for long periods of time, and then you're watching porn regularly, you're going to have the consequences, which you're going to feel depressed. You're definitely going to feel lonely, because you're not the human, whatever you call it. Human beings are not designed to be in isolation for long periods of time. That everyone's going to suffer some kind of mental illness. Obviously a week's fine. Maybe a month, but I think anything more than, when you start going into like several months, a year, it's far too long. That's when people start breaking down. Obviously it's an irony that I'm doing this video and we're currently, if you're living in the UK, we're in a lockdown, right? But that's something quite rare. Pandemics don't happen every week, right? It's like probably once in our lifetime. So it's really about basically understanding the distraction of porn, and that could go hand in hand with anything. It could be, even though I don't think there's nothing wrong with playing video games, and porn and video games is very different, but just using this example, if you sat at home and you played video games all the time, you didn't go out and socialise, you're going to have social anxiety because you're not getting practice, right? You're not being social. So to say that video games cause social anxiety, I'm not 100% on that. But I think it's the fact that if you're avoiding people and you're replacing human relationships and connection with video games, then there's going to be an increase in anxiety. So basically the solution is to eventually eradicate the porn addiction and socialize regularly. And that doesn't mean that you have to always be social, because I don't always feel like being social. I probably relate to a lot of you, we're similar, right? Oh, by the way, subscribe to this channel if you're new. I forgot to say subscribe. I usually say it 2 minutes in. Hit the subscribe button so you get more videos that can help you build confidence and overcome your social anxiety and other fears. And follow me on my Instagram page, where I give a lot of advice on this kind of stuff. And you can also check out my new podcast show, which is on the second YouTube channel I built, which is called Become Fearless, where I interview people who have got great stories that can educate you, motivate you, inspire you, and give you the tools to face your fears. All the links are below if you want to find my Instagram and you want to subscribe to the new channel, and hit the subscribe button on this button. So as I was saying, yeah, it's basically getting in the way. And like I said, you could use that analogy for too much time on YouTube. So it's like saying, watching YouTube gives you social anxiety. It's not directly. It's not like watching YouTube is all of a sudden just going to start making you socially anxious. What's going to make you socially anxious is the same again, is too much time on YouTube and not enough time interacting with people. So but at the end of the day, this is my opinion, my experience. I'd love to know what you guys and girls' experiences are and what you think. You might disagree with me, that's fair enough. But I don't think that porn, video games, or binge eating with food, or watching Netflix or YouTube, I don't think those things directly give you social anxiety. But I just thought of something actually, just thought of another angle, which someone said, I can't remember who said it, it might have been a video on YouTube, which is a good point. They said the reason why porn does cause social anxiety, because when you watch it, it makes you feel ashamed. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that, in the sense that, yes, if you're watching a lot of porn and you were still socializing with people, then you could feel anxiety because it's related to the shame. So maybe I'll correct myself a bit on that part, but generally, it doesn't mean because someone watches porn a lot that they're going to having higher increased levels of social anxiety, because it ain't always the case. Everyone's kind of different, but everyone's the same in that if they have long periods away from socializing, they're going to start getting symptoms. They're going to feel awkward in social situations. They're going to feel very stuck in their head. They're going to be analyzing a lot. They're going to be feeling paranoid that they're being judged. And I'm also speaking from my experience. So I think the main solution to all these problems is socializing a lot, and it's building social confidence, and it's getting that feeling of connection with that relationship, which porn can never really fully give you. And that way, if you get enough human connection and you build good human relationships, that's when you're a lot more inclined to have the strength to give up pornography. So I feel like I've explained it very well. Hopefully everyone's understood what I'm saying. But I do understand the sort of counter argument where, but I do think it can be a trap. You can be blaming other things instead of taking responsibility and just saying, it's not my fault. It's porn giving me social anxiety. But at the end of the day, you're still choosing to watch it. No one's forcing you. As hard as it can be, I know it can be hard, it's still you at the end of the day making the choice. No one else is, I think in most cases, hopefully, no one's forcing you to watch that. You've got a choice to say, I'm not going to watch that. And no one can force you to be social. It's down to you. But I really want to try and help people that want this advice. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not going out preaching and telling people, I'm making the videos for a niche group of people who appreciate these videos and they want my advice. And most of my advice is actually just to face your social fears. Like I said, it's never really planned to start out doing videos on porn addiction. It was just people asked me and I made a video, and a couple of them went viral, and then I started to get a momentum going. since it was really about lockdown, really. When we were in lockdown, I realised that obviously if you live on your own and you're single and we have to stay in our houses all day, it's going to be more tempting to watch porn out of boredom, loneliness. So it's really about filling that void, and some things that you can do, I always like giving solutions, is, like I said, is find a hobby, something that you enjoy doing, whether it's creative like drawing or painting. For me personally, like I said, my hobby is making videos. I enjoy it so much. I like the speaking, it's challenging for me. I like the editing, the whole process, the description, writing a blog, posting it out, inspiring people. I really love that. So find a replacement. There's always a positive replacement for every negative addiction that you've got, especially with pornography. But yeah, maybe I will. Sometimes I do change my mind. I have to think about things a bit longer because I'm thinking about it a lot now. And I think it's the context and how you understand this problem, this question as to whether porn. So if I had to answer the question, I'd say yes. Watching porn will increase social anxiety, but I don't think it's entirely the cause. I think the cause of social anxiety, well, if we went deeper, the cause is any intelligent person, probably trauma from childhood. But I think that would be the main cause, like bullying, trauma. That's what gave me my social anxiety to start with, and that's how I overcome it, is the advice I'm giving everyone who watches my videos. I went out and I stopped blaming external factors and things, and I started to do a lot of practice. I got on the phone, I've done interviews, I made videos, I went on dates, I met up with friends, I went to events, and I'd say that's probably the best solution. I think events are the best place to go for someone who's got very bad social anxiety and has problems holding eye contact, because I had a problem with that, and starting conversations and just being in groups. Events are the best because you get a lot of practice. There's a bigger group of people, and it's probably the hardest thing to do. And I would even say a level ahead of that would be public speaking. But that's kind of what you're doing when you're at most events. If they're interactive, make sure you go to an event where it is interactive. It's not just like a group of people that you're just going to the cinema. I mean, that's better than nothing. But to really get results, I think you don't want to cheat your way around this. You want to kind of do it properly if you really want to get the results. So I probably would agree more in the direction that yes, porn does give you social anxiety and depression and all those negative things. Depression, they all connect, right? Because if you're not socializing, you get down, and then you get lonely, and then it just kind of spirals it into that negative place. So I hope this helps people, and I'd be interested to know what people think in the box below. All right, I'll see you soon, and I hope you enjoy the video.